boxing arenas in the world, Manchester. This is it. 12 rounds of boxing for the undisputed. And now, the officials are ready. The fighters, are you ready? Let's get ready to rumble! Fighting out of the blue corner with his trainer Dave Caldwell, wearing Everton blue and white in 32 fights, 30 victories, including 20 wins by knockout. He's the fighting pride of Liverpool and all of the United Kingdom, Tony Bellew! Fighting out of the red corner with his trainer, Yuri Takashenko. He's worked 15 fights, 15 victories, including 11 big wins by knockout. The reigning, defending, undefeated, undisputed Oleksandr Usyk.
Is something in the air again as Tony Bellew attempts another before catapulting into the magic mix of the heavyweight division. Here we go!
We're just on the edge of our seats.
The huge physique, 5 of them through his career. He had trouble with Bob Adjusaf. Better.
Yeah, Super Series, World Super Series of boxing, which he won. Tony Bellew coming off the back of the 2 David Haye fights. So, but he knows this mammoth task in front of him.
Bellew grabbing centre ring. The angles and the moves.
He's got bags of experience, amateur and professional. Sit back and just pot shot and hope to steal a video. Technically proficient and so busy with his work. Doesn't really look. Tony Bellew just seems really relaxed and confident and finding a honey, but Usyk really just finding his feet.
Trying to get his own rage, Usyk. Nothing landing at all. And let Usyk unload on him. Does counter at range.
I think I'd like to try and close that gap now, Usyk. Just fakes and pause. I don't care what you say. I mean, doesn't mean you always lose against them, but it's hard to get.
Felt his way through the round. He didn't take anything of any note. I think neither fighter really.
I think Tony actually won that round. I saw Usyk trying.
Wife Rachel in one of the boxes here tonight. She doesn't normally claim Tony Bellew. Oleksandr Usyk trying to cement him, and it's the first time ever that all 4 belts have been
understandable. I mean, there's so much at stake. Tony Bellew punches hard usually, and you know, with expertise, so they'll stand up. Expectation, don't forget, is on Usyk. He's expected. Tony Bellew can kind of take his time for a couple of rounds and settle into this.
And the bookmakers, the trade have predicted Usyk by late stoppage or on points. A really good opportunity here as he tries to work the Usyk in the build-up. That Usyk's been hurt to the body.
For power to the body and landing. Also with the right hand there. This is good work from Tony Bellew early on.
Usyk to engage, and so to the crowd. And how's the Ukrainian going to react?
This is all part of a performance. Stick in, he's trying to draw him in so he can land a big counter punch. And here, the odd chance, but Usyk, I don't think will fall into the trap.
Never seen that for his long career. Confuse Usyk, not let him get set. And when they're getting close,
Bellew, I had him completely dominating that round. He was making Usyk miss. He was making it. He really got a real foothold in the fight. In the first round, I had even
8 of the expectation is on him, and he's starting to try to rush his work. Everything out works to his advantage because the weight of expectation is on Usyk, and he's starting to.
And he doesn't look all that on video, on paper, but when you're actually in there with him,
to do.
Oleksandr Usyk takes centre ring and comes to move up to heavyweight. He wants a shot at Anthony Joshua. Meant to be the showcase fight.
And moving circles, not in straight lines. He's got to land some shots. So Bellew will be waiting with that right-hand counter there. I mean, he just caught the end of that one there, but as you punch, and if he connects, it's going to cause problems, it really is.
Oleksandr Usyk so soon. Knows the tricks of the 12-round distance. Usyk.
Good right-hand counter there from Tony Bellew. Nobody expects. You know, nonchalantly shakes his hands on his head. Well, caught a little bit tricky there, Tony Bellew.
Many in Britain want Tony Bellew to try any in the Ukraine and around the world, including his best mate Vasyl Lomachenko. Starting to warm up, Usyk.
Down to Usyk, unsure. He's not confident in committing with anything. Straight away on his back foot.
These right hands, and most people felt it would be the other way around.
In the Lions Den here in Manchester against Tony Bellew, who's got the backing of the crowd. This is unknown.
To be outboxing Usyk. Usyk is supposed to be this supreme rounds on the spin. I was not expecting this. I was expecting Tony Bellew to maybe pot jabs. He's landing the body shots. He's completely controlling the rounds. And he's got Usyk.
And the cat-and-mouse game serving Bellew well. He's not very busy. Expects him to be this great fighter. Everybody expects all that, so he's almost...
Now boxing, the master here. To get into his work.
First round, a bit of a standoff, but...
Oh, big left. Bellew takes it.
Well, if Bellew switches off against somebody like Usyk, fast hands, he doesn't look for power. Bellew's looking for power, so that slows the punches down. But he could do again it up close a bit later on Tony Bellew's fight, but Usyk doing the right things here, backing up Bellew.
To go, and this is better from the Ukrainian, and he's...
Oh, now he's been probably told that look after that right hand, and that's what he's looking for. That right hand right there.
Big shot from Tony Bellew.
Well, Tony Bellew knew that he landed that right hand then. He didn't rush in, he's still taking his time, but he went put Usyk on his back foot in some serious trouble.
Usyk trying to dig the fourth.
Well,
nice right hand as well.
Hotling up now, I mean, Tony Bellew landing big shots, looking for the man landing, and as Usyk backs him up, not bothered him, he will keep coming forward. It doesn't have much of an effect, and starts to feel the pace as it goes on then. It's bad news, you know, got a bit careless.
Nice left hand from Usyk, back comes Bellew. Boom, loving it.
Well, Tony Bellew trying to match him in and say, look.
I had Usyk winning that round, guys. I mean, Tony landed I thought Tony landed a couple of good shots that round, but I thought Usyk won the round.
Totally agree with you, Paulie. I thought that was Usyk's. Bellew did have success, but Usyk growing in confidence as well.
Usyk landed a fantastic and buckling the legs of Usyk a couple of times.
Or you can look at all the paperwork and, you know, do the statistics on the build-up and look at the history. But Bellew's power in that round. He had moments of success, but Usyk doesn't seem phased, still coming forward, still trying to work on them light feet behind that jab.
Usyk writes poetry, loves solving puzzle. The world title wins. Marco Hook. Is Bellew better than them?
Well, you can't say, you know, he would probably beat him, but, you know, and look at the performance we're getting. Usyk now is having to force this.
From Tony Bellew. Usyk floored in the amateurs with a machine, so many calling, and Usyk left. The class is beginning to show of Oleksandr.
Up as this fight goes on. Good right hand from Bellew. You know, there's a lot of respect in there, Adam.
There's been great respect all through. Right hand from Bellew, just overreached.
That's the danger. If Usyk finds a home for that jab, combinations off that jab, Tony Bellew does not want to sit there and let us have.
Still the right hands from Bellew. Haven't seen much of the left hook yet. Usyk not allowing that. And he's got a grip down on his gum shield there. Oleksandr.
Derek, you were one of the few that gave Tony a chance in this fight. Is it planning out how you thought?
I was trying to let it go on a moment because he's staying in the pocket too long.
To have Bellew ahead in this fight?
Usyk needs a knockout.
Okay, great. Thank you.
There's the treasure. Tonight, the ultimate challenge in what he promises is Carl has Bellew 3 up.
There's the first and the fifth round, but two cut.
I gave Tony the first 3 rounds, guys, and I haven't given him a round since.
To Bellew. So close, been anything but. Tony Bellew has not let him get settled.
And, you know, you've got to sing the accolades of...
Hasn't he? Not telling us his tactics, saying I'll just go and knock him out, but counter-punch that he would try and outbox the boxer. If he's right against David Hay a couple of times, against Makabu.
Jab again. But he is getting... This is going, if this carries on, you expect it to use a lot of energy. He's thinking a lot and he's loading up with big power shots.
He's certainly doing far more. 3, very subjective, of course, scoring a fight. Would Tony Bellew's team have taken this at the halfway point, and would Oleksandr Usyk?
We'll see. I mean, it is very close. I've got Bellew ahead because round 2, 3 and 4 was good, but particularly if he sits there, but he smiles as that lands. I mean, he looks like he's breathing a bit heavy, and Usyk looks comfortable.
Just waddled.
That was really careless of Bellew.
Biggest biggest shot of the round, and you know that might have taken a little bit out of it. Up until that point,
I was actually struggling to see who I was going to give the round to, and then Usyk literally, last punch, almost dropping Bellew.
Really careless there from Bellew, because the bell went, he dropped his punch in, and you can't stand in punching range, defend yourself at all times, and that hold the chin, and you saw the effects that had. I'm hoping that's not taking too much from Bellew, but that's a bad finish there. It
could be the difference between the swing of this fight.
Was that in yellow of Oleksandr Usyk, who has definitely stepped it up from the British fighter. Usyk growing in confidence.
He is, yeah, as at the same time, Tony Bellew looks like he's starting to tire and slow.
Does he feel that Bellew's weight making might be an issue? The first time in...
It's a massive ask, and I think David...
Big body assault from the start of this round. At the end of that round, his tape, and your body becomes weaker, and they start having more effect.
Sometimes whipping it up from the side now as a hooking position.
I'll be honest, I'm looking concerned for Tony Bellew here on his back feet, and a little bit tired as Usyk backs him up here.
For Oleksandr Usyk.
Yeah, this is the...
In those 15 wins, both components.
Right hook and countered and landed on Usyk as he was...
And it can be deterring as well when you land a big shot.
He's backing Bellew up again into the neutral corner. There's that late Bellew out at heavyweight, as we saw against David.
Around Tony Bellew looking like he was getting a bit of a breather on the road.
Ring has been very, very consistent, and that causes fatigue from Bellew, even though Sisley cuts the ring off. That's one adjustment. The second adjustment, again, is his left hand. Usyk throws straight. Now he's starting to throw it from the side, as we see in this replay here of the shot. While Bellew is making the same slipping motion, is getting him caught from the hooking left hand. And mind you, it's the same kind of the left hand.
Many picks for the best that's ever lived. Finishes Cruiserweight reign here and then move any of those. First, he's got to take care of Tony Bellew, but it's looking...
Starting to wear down Tony Bellew now. We can see that the effect, because he tried to make it a dogfight.
Blinking a fair bit, and it's the physical manoeuvring around the ring of
jabs and left crosses now, like that one, to send the blood splash.
Hands from Oleksandr Usyk, in trouble for Bellew here in the
Usyk, and you can see Tony Bellew wearing down, still looking for that right hand, but Usyk is really closing this gap with real, minimum effort.
I think he's going to stop it, and Oleksandr Usyk finds the Overweight king. He had a rough start. Tony Bellew found a shot that laid Bellew out and made it his fight and his night.
You know what, after such also, what a performance, what a start. That left cross, that looping left cross, realised.
It was a spectacular shot.
It's the shot that started landing consistently, and ultimately it was the shot that knocked him out.
And he disguised it brilliantly.
Those wider shots, he kept landing those wider shots.
He didn't see before that, his nose was bleeding, and he started landing.
Tony Bellew was 3 rounds up on one card. But Oleksandr Usyk had the momentum and found...
I'm looking at my card now, I had it even as well.
Tony Bellew had such a great start. It was a couple of rounds at least ahead, going to produce that kind of performance. Tony Bellew devastated there, but he's got nothing to be...
The momentum was going for Usyk, so the second half of the fight would have become very difficult for Bellew.
Over Tony Bellew, but Oleksandr Usyk adapted to those achievements. But ultimately, Oleksandr and a special finish.
Well, Tony Bellew was boxing really well from the start. He would have carried on.
And as Paulie said, he'd tried it a couple of times before, but...
Key adjustment he made a few rounds ago, and Bellew, when a guy adjusts to you, you have to adjust back, and Bellew never adjusted to that.
Slipping earlier on, his reflexes and timing seemed to slow as his energy did. So that shot there...
The effects of them punches are amplified massively when you're tired, and you saw that, and there's the effect of that looping left cross.
In 16, retains to the heavyweights. I wonder what Anthony Joshua...
Gave it everything I've got. He's fantastic. He beat me fair and square. I have no excuses.
Thank you.
He deserves all the success in the world. I only wish you greatness. Yeah, man.
You seem to grow tired.
No, I tried to go for it. Pin down, and then when you nail him, he's good at a V.
At Goodison Park, is that the highlight for you as you walk away?
Yeah, man, thank you. Eddie Hearn stuck by me all the way, and
Is that the end for you?
oh, it's definitely the end. Come here, Oleksandr. So tactically brilliant, strong. He has everything.
На сегодня, да. Maybe today, yes. Today. Я ждал этого. Я ждал, этому парню нечего терять.
You came here, you leave as undisputed cruiserweight champion of the world. Is it heavyweight next?
Here in my life. Now I want to relax, I want to spend time with my family.
So, acting as promoter here as well. All the talk in the build-up has been on your approach moving up to heavyweight.
Твой стиль, твоя сила достаточно
Мы трухнем, мы умираем, мы должны ставить себе цели и идти к ней.
королевству.
Вообще очень великолепно
For that sort of performance against the undisputed cruiserweight champion of the world, Oleksandr Usyk.
Yeah, he used to be a loud-mouthed scouser who used to struggle to make weight. He's gone on to anyone. He won British, Commonwealth, European, World Championship. It was some of the highest level stuff I've seen live, and all those. But for now, I think we should,